Thank you to those of you that pointed out that the initial list I have does not match the order of your list. So I did Isaiah. That one is slated for the 11th. If you did that today, awesome, no worries. Just switch it out when you get to the 11th, do Psalm 9. But for those of you that are just paying attention to the paper, like you should, I will do Psalms chapter 9, verse 1. In your Bible, if you open up to the middle of it, try again, you should reach the Psalms. The Psalms is a really large book in the Bible, and usually it is printed towards the middle. Kind of depends on how many pages of introduction you have in the front or how many maps and concordances and things you have in the back. But generally, it's in the middle of the Bible. Psalm 9. I thank you, Yahweh, with my whole heart. I recount all your wonders. I rejoice and delight in you. I sing to your name, the Most High. That's an amazing verse. Why is David so happy? What is he singing about? I will give thanks to you, Lord. With all my heart, I will tell of your wonderful deeds. What wonderful deeds has God done for you? As I was talking with my son, he said one of the wonderful deeds was him being born. I totally agree with that. God works all the time in our lives, and sometimes we don't stop to take a moment to see what he's doing around us. David is happy for a few reasons. Based on the verses that follow, I'm thinking he was in some form of military battle or war. Maybe this was one of the times in the wilderness when he's running from Saul and his army wins. I will be glad and rejoice in you. I will sing praises of your name. Because my enemies turn back, they stumble and perish, they die. You have upheld my right, my cause. You have rebuked the nations. You have destroyed the wicked. David is on top of his game. And instead of taking credit for the military advances that happened, he is giving the credit back to God. Do we stop and do that? Sometimes. But if I'm honest, probably not all the time. Not as often as I could. I thank God for the wonderful deeds, the mighty works. I've never fought in a battle. I have very rarely been hungry or been in danger, except when I drive on the freeway. But the few accidents that I've been in could have been a lot worse. I was rear-ended by a semi-truck. And I still have some of the neck issues from that. But it could have been so much worse. God saved me that day. He saved my life physically, and he saved my life spiritually when, as a second grader, I had a Sunday school teacher ask me if I had ever prayed to Jesus before. What good works, what wonderful deeds has God done for you? That's something to talk about with your family. Me meeting Jeffrey was a wonderful deed. We had both been looking for someone for quite a while. Our first date, the fact that we had a second date, was a wonderful deed. I don't know if you've ever heard the story, but we had a coyote come and try and steal our backpack on a hike that we went on. This is date number 2. And what a crazy story to say God definitely was looking out for us in saving us, protecting us from that coyote that got close enough to take a backpack away from us. Kind of crazy. Think about it. I would love to hear some family stories of how God has worked in your lives. Have a great day. Remember daylight savings time? We get an extra hour of sleep tonight. I'm very excited about that. I needs it. Have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Thanks. Goodbye.